Hi everyone, I'm Rachana. I'm a student and a teacher of A Course in Miracles. A Course in Miracles says that truth with a capital T can be spoken in many ways. Now, I invite you on a journey of inspirational conversations on my YouTube magazine, The Spiritual Citizen. Today, I have the honor of welcoming a really great personality. He's a beacon of light for society. He was born in 1940 to a rich zamindar family of Punjab, Pakistan. But his road to success started when he joined a prestigious British company. Today, at the age of 80, he is the chairman of a leading brokerage firm. Recently, he chronicled his life in his book, Open Past, Open Future. So now, ladies and gentlemen, without much delay, let's welcome our spiritual citizen, Mr. S.P. Rawal. So once again, I welcome my mentor, Mr. Rawal, on the spiritual citizen. Mr. Rawal, you have recently written your life story in a book, Open Past, Open Future. So, what inspired you to write this book? And why now? Like, why so late? Why didn't you do it earlier?
Okay, thank you, Rachana. Nice talking to you, and especially on this subject which is so dear to me.
Yes.
Well, it all started way back November 2011 when I wrote on my life Pressy one-pager for my club magazine called Club Life for Delhi Gymkhana Club.
Yes.
Once it was published, members really received it very warmly, and that encouraged me. I was enthused to write the full story. Your question as to why now, why so late? Partition has a historical relevance. People of all ages and generations, whenever they will think of partition, they would like to know why it happened and what was the after effect of it. Frankly, when I'm covering my book, I'm covering the partition to the age of my age, 7, what I saw myself. But I'm also covering in the same book the consequences of the partition, what it took people to rebuild themselves, the struggle they went through, what are the changing values people went through, the social values changed, everything. And I thought it's worth sharing, and that is how I thought of writing this. By 15th August, I positively want to launch it.
Wow. I mean, 15th August would be a wonderful day to actually launch it. So, Ravalji, in your book, you mention at length about your journey as a 7-year-old kid from
Hmm.
Pakistan, which was, your great privileged life, to
Hmm.
India.
Hmm.
So, what do you think is, do you think there is some external force which protected you and your family while you were taking that precarious journey?
Difficult to say, Rachna. Uh, I would say destiny has played part. At the time of partition, destiny saved us. I mean, that is what I've written in my book also. But when you look back, it was not God's creation. God never wanted partition. And why we were forced to go through the ordeal, what we went through, it was a political decision, and we had to bear the burden of it.
Right, right.
Destiny as such, when you talk, has affected in my lifestyle. It has changed the course of my life, which you will see down the line that I've written in the book also. What I precisely would like to put the destiny is God's way of giving you an opportunity. Now, are you ready to take it? Can you make the best of it? And that is how we went through, and we made the best of the opportunity that came. We survived and we excelled. That is how I take it.
Wow. I mean, that's such a beautiful line that, destiny is God's way of telling you how to
Yeah,
survive. Either you survive
yeah,
or you do not survive.
yeah, yeah,
That's a lovely lesson. I mean, I'm learning it for the first time for myself also today.
yeah.
So, you also write in your book that when you came to India, uh, there was, a major lack of funds. And because you have to leave everything behind, and then your mother started making sweets at home, and you, as a 7-year old, would go with your cousin and sell them on platforms. So, was it difficult for you to adapt, coming from a zamindar family, highly privileged, and then coming and, trying to support your family as a little kid?
Well, Rachna, if I look back, frankly, I take it as a fun. And frankly, for a 7 years child, you can't expect him to apprehend what exactly lies in the future.
Yes.
And I took it in my stride, and as it came, and I enjoyed. Believe it.
For you, it was almost like, playing games as kid. And
Yeah,
your mother was also one of the backbones, She was the one who made the decision to make the sweets, or, those cotton cakes, or, she really put her foot forward. That's, cheers to women power.
thanks taking that, Rachna. Tell you very frankly, my mother was a very brave lady.
Yes, yes.
I mean, my father had a different style. I mean, those zamindar style,
Yeah.
But my mother was down to the earth lady. She was a great lady, no doubt.
Definitely. By the way you are speaking and the way you have written, she was a woman with tremendous strength. I mean, I as a
Yeah,
woman really bow down to her for this. Really, she
thank
never
you.
gave up. I think your never give up attitude came from her, I guess.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
like you also mentioned in your book that your life in Pakistan, Punjab was extremely privileged. You come from a zamindar family. There was absolutely no shortage of anything. In fact, everything was in surplus. Now, as you when you came back and you started your journey in your career and your business and all those things, do you ever think about your life in Pakistan? Do you ever think life would have been little different had the partition not taken place?
Two part of this question I would put it.
Yes.
Thinking, yes. Uh, why not? When we had the privilege in the society, my father had earned that position. And because of that, and plus my father was such a great advocate of education, I believe some of us would have gone to England to study further. But that used to be the norm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all this happened, plus my father's own standing would affect all and sundry. And the kind of respect that you get out of that
Yes.
will also affect you. But that is thinking part. But come to reality of it. All I said, and I would say it again, it was done and done away with. That's all. It's over. Now we have rebuilt ourselves. I have a
Raviji,
big
that
family.
you are not hooking on to your past. It's just a memory, a beautiful memory which you carry with you in your heart. I wish everybody could actually understand this. There's a very deep spiritual meaning to it from the place where I see it.
Rachana, there's no point brooding over it, that what we
Right.
call it.
Yes.
What exactly you will get out of it, except that you can brag about it, and bragging will take you to what? It doesn't take you anywhere.
Right.
There is a fact.
Yes.
That was there. This is this. And this is what we have earned it, what we have made it.
Yes.
And God has been kind enough to help us, giving us the opportunity to make it the best of it. And we are happy.
You have written a very honest book. Your book, Open Past, Open Future. So while you were writing the book, you have to actually relive all your experiences. So, especially, your experience of going through two serious health issues, your experience of going through, a serious financial loss. So, what was the psychological impact while you were writing that book?
Okay, again, two part of it, Rachana.
G.
This book is my personal memoir. Whatever I remembered, recounted, I appended down.
Yes.
And up to the age of 10 and 12, maybe up to 12, I mean, there was no evaluation per se why it is happening. It's happening and I'm enjoying my part of it. But did it affect me? No. Now, when you say psychologically, I take it, you see, I used to learn and then teach also. There is a subject called psycho-cybernetics.
Mhm.
So you have a subconscious mind. So in my subconscious mind, there is registered all the privilege, all the ups and downs, all that I've gone through that. And that sometimes motivates me to see the reality and keep on going.
Right.
Nothing affects me negatively to that extent.
Right.
That I mean, I've gone through various sort type of life experiences. Not that all are positive, but it is firstly, as in psycho-cybernetics we teach.
Yes.
Firstly, your conscious mind decides what you want.
Right.
Then the subconscious mind helps you
Right.
to do what you want to do.
Right.
So that is where you play your card
Right.
and excel. I mean, writing the book was an experience. It took me 4 years, as I said it.
Yes.
Another 2 months, it should be out. And it was fun. Many times I would miss it, then I put it again put it there, redo it. But I enjoyed writing it, and it was worth sharing it. Once it comes out of it, I hope people like it.
I'm sure they're going to love it. So while you were writing the book, did you took help from your other brothers or sisters, just to refresh some of your memories?
My elder brother, yes, but there are few instances which at 7 years I might not be remembering, which my brother told me, and that I incorporated in the book. My
Okay.
elder,
Yeah.
yes, I,
Okay.
I, I did that.
Rawalji, now at the age of 80, you are more busy than ever. You, I mean, what about you surprises you most? There must be, I'm surprised at you. I'm learning from you every day. Your journey is a happy journey, a positive journey. So, what about you surprises you most?
Okay, thanks. Uh, when I retired, that was in 2000 October 1st. By that time, my children were all settled, and there was no need for me to really work again. But I did, really took a bit. Now, coming back to the reality of it, after retirement, why I said it, what I said, there was no need for me to work for money. And I believe very strongly that any person must have a relevance of his life. That you are putting in somebody something, the output of that helps somebody. It might help you also,
Right,
but it helps somebody.
right,
That is relevance. And what keeps you alive unless you have achieved something other. Believe you me, after retirement, I'm more busy than what I used to be. So I was attached to the plan. I have my own financial management setup.
Yes.
Chairman of my son's company. I was on the board for Khana Club. I was president of Amrit Spastic Society. I am attached to two organizations, musical organizations. I'm very fond of music.
Yes, yes.
And we enjoy. I mean, the life is worth living in. I mean, don't leave it as it is. And as your question was, that after, and I'm 81, I mean, still, I have something to look forward, maybe down the line 2 years or 3 years. That's it. I'm working on a project. There's a foundation that I'm working on it. I think it will take another 3 years. But I've already started baby work on that. So once that picks up, my life goal is over. So that is all. I'm keeping myself busy. I'm keeping myself with a relevance. That's very important.
So, Rawal ji, your message is so amazing. Find your life's purpose, keep working till you actually drop dead. But one thing is coming in my mind, and I'm apologetic if I'm wrong. Did this attitude come to you from your papa?
My father had a different style.
Okay.
You see, you
Because
he also
this is again a very, a very strong
yeah
temperament, which is so important.
yeah yeah. I mean, honestly, some characteristics of my father I have embodied in me, which helps me to behave in a society. One should do that. I mean, you can't go down on any time. I mean, you can't let down yourself. Do whatever you want to do. Don't let down yourself. And there are a lot of things that my father taught me in his own way. But the lifestyle that he had, a disciplined life, so disciplined that in the afternoon when he will come out of his house, well, he'll go to Mandi, and he would go once a day. People will adjust their watches. That kind of a person. That he was a great man. So those factors does help you, but you can't run away with it.
Like, earlier you mentioned that, had you kept on staying in Pakistan, you would have probably gone to London to do your further education. And,
Yeah.
but nowadays you are very closely associated with a lot of organizations, and specifically, you are supporting a lot of children, underprivileged children for education. And does it have any connection to your desire of getting yourself educated in the best possible way uh, during that time? Does it have any connection to that you really want to help underprivileged children to educate themselves?
Uh, okay. I would sum up what you have said on two aspects of it. Education is like embedded in my mind through my father's influence because he was advocate, and same was my wife. And a few minutes back, I mentioned to you that I have a life goal of establishing a foundation. The goal of that foundation is to help children from BPL families who are brilliant children, otherwise are not able to go to different aspect of life, examination, competitive examination, skill development and all that. That is, and I also said that I have started a baby step. I have. But that foundation, once it takes the shape, which I'm, because as a family, we are working on another project. Once that project comes through, and it will take another 3 years, and by that time, this foundation will be strong. So, but I will not stop. That my baby steps will keep on going. And to answer specifically, yes, I would love to do that. There is an internal desire to do that. at this moment, whatever I feel I'm able to do it, which I'm doing it, I will keep on doing it. But I will take it to the higher scale as the time passes. Yes.
You are
That's
really giving back a lot to society, Rawalji, and that's again so inspirational. I wish everybody could understand that in their own small way, we are all capable of giving back to the society. Even it's little bit, when you give little bit, then the needle will start moving in your life. So
Thank you.
now I request you to give message of motivation to today's youth, especially in these times. A lot of their careers are in doldrums and they're very confused. Where are they going to educate themselves? How are they going to go about their careers? And a supplementary question is, what would you suggest uh, to your fellow seniors also?
Two parts. Okay, I'll answer in the two parts. Um, Regarding any message per se, I will. It's better that I quote myself and my life, because then people can ask me and I can answer any question that they have.
Yes.
As a life, I have gone through good times, bad times with the equal measure. And luck, uh, luck smiled on myself, and I was able to join as a salesman in an MNC, which changed the whole life. Got a job next day of 70 rupees per month. And that job would require me to report there at 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the evening. That I will cycle it down to the shop where I was working, Weldon Sales Corporation. And I worked the whole day. From there, I cycle down to Camp College. From there, I will come at 10 o'clock into the night, where a thali would be kept for me. I would carry that, go on the top, on the roof, where I will study with the lantern and sleep there. That used to be the life. Now, why I'm relating all this for people to know, you see, life is not easy. Now, how you accept the life? Two things which are written in the book, I repeat. One, never give up. Second, so far so good, let's hope for the best. Now, in my career, I worked very hard. I know I worked very hard, but it was not smooth sailing. Twice in my career, I'm talking about in guest sector, MNC, I would have been sacked. I was shown the door. Did I give up? Did I ran away? I just said, sir, give me 2 months, give me 1 month. And I came back, believe you me, the same people will give me promotion also. So it depends upon how you accept it. Do you accept that yes, it is not done, so it will give up? हो गया यार, दुनिया फेल होती, हम भी फेल हो गए तो क्या हुआ? No. So that is how I would take the message, and I would take my life. I would like people to understand, जिंदगी में इतनी चीजें आसान से नहीं मिलती.
Right.
I'm saying because I've gone through it. If you face, especially in this pandemic time, you face any problem and not, please reinvent yourself.
Right. Right.
There is always a space, a scope to improve on what you are doing it. And do with that confidence and get it adjusted.
Right.
Don't complain. Don't cry. Do you accept the present position? Nothing more can be done and fall back? Or do you accept, no, I will improve it on what exactly I'm doing it, and I'll find out a way out. And you will. all that you have to do is and work on it. That is how I take the life, and that is how I would like. Thank you.
Rawalji, I think if I see the cover of your book, this is going to be your premiere, isn't it? And please read us a paragraph, your favorite paragraph before we end the conversation.
Okay. In my book, I'm going to relate an event which changed my life. I would not be talking to Rachana today if that had not happened. I would not be enjoying the life, what I've been doing. That one instance. And why it happened, how it happened, it's very interesting to know. By this time, my patient was wearing thin. I spoke. Come on, man, tell me what this job is and who must I see, why he will give me this job. Moreover, I'm not even dressed properly for an interview. I was wearing half sleeve white shirt paired with a black trouser. That's Rajput style. Swami is the name of the person. He ignored all that. He gave his tie and told me, you get into the lift, go to the third floor, meet Mr. Kenton, who is the regional chief, and ask for a job of a salesman. Swami warned me not to speak to anybody else. When I asked Swami what business the company is, he said, I don't know. I hesitated. But since I had nothing to lose, I knotted the tie and went up the elevator. The moment I opened the door, I saw a gentleman whose name I later came to know, Mohan Singh. On asking about Mr. Kenton, Mohan Singh, again twirling his mustaches, and wanted to know why I wanted to meet him. But I was in a carefree mood. I retorted with a question, are you Mr. Kenton? Of course, he replied in negative. Now, this is where luck, destiny played his part. Mr. Kenton was sitting in the room, overheard it, and asked Mohan Singh, what's happening? He said, somebody has come for a job. Mr. Kenton said, send him in. I knocked the door and said, may I come in, sir? Opened the door. Upon being asked to enter it, I stood in front of him in standard T, like in NCC used to do that. So Kenton stared at with me the half moon plus spectacle. That is what he was wearing, like that. He saw me from top to toe. And he finally asked me, who am I and why I have come? I mentioned my name and I said, I've come for a sales job. Then Mr. Kenton said, why I should select you? Now, with my village background, I was not used to expressing myself in English, but I was bubbling with enthusiasm. And I still cannot fathom what I said, why I said what I said. I still can't fathom. That's what I've written. My simple, straightaway, honest reply was, sir, I'm handsome, I'm smart, and I can sell. Now this made Mr. Kenton smile. And he said, okay, sell me this. He gave me his pen. This was the typical old type people might know, remember, a green Parker pen with a gold cap. I opened it, closed it, marking time to select the words that I should say. I was not finding it. I went out of the room with a flare, opened the door and asked him, may I come in, sir? He said, yes. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Kenton. My name is S.P. Rawal. I've come from the world's most famous company, Parker, and this is a brand new pen, the very best model, the very latest model. And I would request you to write with it and feel its smooth form. I handed over the pen and watched as he started scribbling on a piece of paper. I said, Mr. Kenton, you are holding one of the finest pen in the world. And in case it gives you any problem anytime, we are there to help you out. Yep, sit down. You have got a job. The interview was over.
So, Rawalji, with this beautiful piece which you read for us, we come to the end of this amazingly great conversation. I'm more than sure that you are leaving a very rich legacy behind for me and for many others who have been listening today. Your message of finding purpose in your life, your message of never giving up, sincerity, honesty towards your work, and your loving nature. I hope people pick up their motivation just by listening to you. And thank you once again very much for consenting to do this attitude.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much. Bye.
God bless.